straight thin is gay fat. Gay guys want younger, they want hotter, they want low body fat, they want whiter. How important is your appearance to you?
I would say that my appearance is probably more important to me than it should be, more than I would like it to be, because I have spent most of my life in front of mirrors as a dancer, and I have a bit of a fraught relationship with it. A lot of the time I don't like what shows up. I ran into a lot of problems trying to show up in the world as someone who I wasn't, and that is very damaging. I do not recommend it.
My appearance is very important to me. I think it's very important to me what other people look like as well in terms of their appearance. Particularly, it's how I tell whether other people might be of my community or not, or might have some of the same interests as me.
As someone who is pursuing a career in TV hosting, I'm going to be seen by hopefully one day millions of people. So I put a lot of effort to make sure that I look my best in multiple different ways, from my physique to my face to my hair to my styling.
How confident would you say you are with your appearance?
So right now I think I'm like a soft medium comfortable. I'm a non-binary transgender person, so my clothing has changed so much over time and how I appear and how I dress myself. I definitely pass as a male, and that's not how I identify. So right now I'm still working on that.
If I'm answering this question, wildly uncomfortable. I definitely do not always feel okay in my own skin. I started dancing when I was about 3. You grow up looking at yourself in a mirror and comparing yourself to other people, and you need to look a certain way. And a lot of the times I didn't look that way or didn't want to.
I want to hug Red and just say, you know, be confident in yourself. I get to work with young people. I've been a speech and debate coach for 10 years. And at the start of every year, I say this thing to them. I say, when you walk into a room or when you do your speech or when you wake up in the morning, I want you to say, I am the best and everyone watches me.
Are you self-conscious or insecure about one or more parts of your body? How about yellow? Answer that question.
Okay, good question. I'm definitely insecure about my height, and something I'm trying to embrace and work on, and hope that the industry and you know, the world will accept me for being the short guy that I am.
I often struggle with my height as well in my very, very tiny little hands.
I mean, I remember from, I don't even remember what age, standing in front of a mirror, any mirror, and scrutinizing every single part of my body, being like, which one do I hate the least? And I was like, okay, I'm okay from my ankles down and my neck up. The entire meat suit was not okay in my mind, and I've definitely come miles from there because therapy. What does an ideal body look like to you?
I like someone who puts effort into their body, and that doesn't have to mean that they look a specific way, but I like, you know, guys that go to the gym. Maybe they have, you know, buff arms, or maybe they, you know, have a six-pack. It doesn't have to be one exact body type, but someone who says, you know, I'm gonna watch what I eat. I'm gonna stylize myself. I'm gonna, you know, brush my teeth in the morning. I think effort is so important when it comes to attractiveness.
Fit, muscular, a little bit of hair, sometimes not too much, maybe none at all. These are not things that I agree with in any way, shape, or form, but this is what society's standard of ideal looks like.
An ideal body is healthy. I think that's a great place to start. It doesn't really matter as long as that person is their version of health.
Okay, I'm gonna ask Blue, how was your perception of the ideal body type formed?
My parents. So my parents are two very fit, attractive, unfortunately white passing people. I'm not white. My family is from Cuba. I'm from Cuba. Male and female, those are two very separate things. There's very particular standards for these things. You know, you have to be wearing a certain type of clothes, makeup, your hair always has to be done. There were a lot of comments about my weight. You're too thin, you're too thick, like your booty's too big, your thighs are too big, why do you eat so much? It was forced on me, honestly, for so long. So yeah, I think now that I have an an opportunity as an adult to do differently, I really try and stray away from that and those teachings. But yeah, my parents were very, very intense about it. What about for you, Red?
Dance, for sure. When you are in dance, it's about your lines. I'm putting that in air quotes, but lines just means how good your legs look. It's how thin you are. Squeeze your butt, suck your stomach in, belly button towards your spine. It was always like, why don't I look right? And it was because the other girls were thinner. So that was toxic.
My early perceptions were from pro wrestling. That's kind of what attracted me to the male physique in the first place.
So do you think queer standards of beauty are higher, and why? I'm gonna start off with this question. Because the word queer is like a very unique word to me. I do believe that in order to be a gay man and a gay man who is successful in their gayness, you do have to put up a lot and you do have to do a lot of work. When it comes to the word queer though, the queer community is so different. The queer community is, to me, so grassroots, and it's definitely all about your perception of who you are in your community, so no.
I think your rephrase of the question is so important. I think the queer community is one that is known for acceptance, body positivity. With that said, I'll speak to the community that I'm in. So MSM, Men Seeking Men. I think GQ magazine had a study that 85% of MSM, men doubt their body, have questioned their body, worry about their body.
One, I'm really glad that we've reclaimed the word queer, because for one, it's just so much easier to say. It's an umbrella term instead of having to go through all the nuances.
All the letters.
Yeah, all the letters.
That's right.
But definitely, I think for gay men particularly, the standard is way higher.
How important is appearance to your sexuality? Red.
This is kind of an interesting question for me to answer because I'm actually asexual. I am aesthetically attracted to women, but sexually attracted to nobody. I have a certain idea in my head of what I think is attractive, but because I'm not a very physical person, it doesn't really enter into it for me as much.
Why are queer people disproportionately affected by having body image issues compared to straight people?
If gay people weren't so open and out front about their sexuality, there would be no gay rights. So that has literally become its own monster now because that need isn't there anymore, but that's still there. People are overly sexualized. They're overly femme or everything is done to the extra.
I was a bullied kid for, acting feminine or having my voice be a certain way. And I think as a result of that, I guess oppression or bullying or situation, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna be the best singer. I'm gonna have the best grades. I'm going to be the best debater. I guess I compensated for this discrimination in all the other ways.
Even if someone's young enough to not really know what being queer means, there's a sense of otherness. This hits kind of pretty close for me, not knowing who I was, so having to figure out who to be and pretend to be that person, and then that kind of takes over who you actually are.
Sending virtual hugs to Red. Because I think we all feel this at some point in our lives, and I don't think either of us, any of us, could really be here today without having those thoughts. I really appreciate you sharing that, Red. Thank you.
Thank you.
Please remove the blurred barriers to your left and right.
Oh, that's exciting.
Hello.
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 Hi. I'm Yuri.
My name is Frankie.
I'm Hadley.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Aw.
I think seeing both of you gives context to your answers and your situations. And
Maybe it's also with this physical filter being there, there's less of a emotional or mental filter.
I am so much more comfortable now that I can see you guys. I like being able to connect and kind of see what I'm saying and how it bounces off each one of you because it's different. I'd much rather look at you as cool as this very sweet barrier is. Yeah, you both have beautiful faces. I don't know why, but I definitely thought you were dark-haired.
Oh, I thought you were blonde.
when I'm saying oh, I'm so confident in how I look and how I appear, does that make you go oh, fuck him? Or are you
Kind of a oh, fuck off kind of thing.
yeah.
Because I'm God damn it, I don't know what that means.
That's why I was I want to hug her, but I want to shake you. And I want to just be come on. Everyone can find their beauty and everyone can be beautiful, but it comes from believing in it. You just have to tell yourself in the mirror every morning. I'm the best and everyone watches me.
And keep tripping. Like, keep tripping. I thought I would stop at a lesbian. I thought I would stop at a trans man. I'm now a non-binary person, and who knows how I'm gonna identify 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, who knows? Like, maybe some wonderful thing will happen in the future where there will be a subset of people like me. Who knows? But I'm open to that, and I'm never closed off to changing who I am.
Thank you.